Hello, today let's do a quick oil sunset on a canvas panel. I'm going to get some red acrylic paint and just quickly add it to this canvas. It's thinned out with water. You can use a variety of different colors to do this. Just get rid of the white. I'm using a paper towel, just kind of quickly get this wiped all over. It thins it out and it dries faster this way too. I'm going to start the blocking in process with a large brush, some thinned oil paint, blue, like a cobalt blue mixed with white. You'll probably use a bigger brush than this. So it's going to get whiter and lighter towards the bottom left. Everything right now is on 2x speed on this video. I'm not quite that fast. Adjusting this part so it's lighter. A little bit of yellow. Now adding some ultramarine blue into the ocean in the distance. This whole painting took probably 40 minutes. Now, blocking in some islands in the distance. On the bottom right hand corner, I like to use that as my dark area, and if I have some dark leftover paint on my brush, I'll use the bottom right hand corner to wipe it off with. It gives a little bit of interest. These clouds looked a little bit lighter in person. On this video, they appear a little bit dark compared to the blue sky behind there. I think I may go in later and add some white to highlight those clouds a little bit. White with mixed with either orange or red or pink to give it more of a glowing effect. Since I have orange on my brush, I try to use it in all the places where I think it's going to be needed. The palette that I'm using is a small, cheap dollar store picture frame. If you can find one that has actual glass in it instead of plastic plexiglass, uh, it's really good because you can use a scraper, like a razor blade, to scrape off the paint. This is great for if you're uh, traveling plein air and in a pinch you need a little palette. Just stop by the dollar store. Under the glass, you can add maybe a piece of gray toned paper. I was working on a few projects earlier, so the palette is very messy. I found this very fluorescent green color. I mixed it with a little bit of yellow, and then I also mixed it with a little bit of blue to tone it down just a little bit. But this will give a good glow to these waves where the light is coming through. And then placing some dark colors, dark blues, greens near there boosts up that glow a little bit. Inside these waves, you'll have some dark areas, and when I was at the beach, it seemed to be things like kelp inside that water. The top of the waves in the foreground are going to need a lot of orange on the top and yellow on the top where it's reflecting the sun. Underneath the foam of the waves that are crashing, you'll see a reflection of the foam a little bit in the blue underneath the crashing part of the wave. I'm trying to bring the dark really close to that glowing area just to give it more contrast. So none of this foam is going to look white. It's going to look pale lavender and some light blue, a little bit of a gray feel to it, a little bit of a muddy lavender. Some cresting waves right there in the distance. So here's some of the orange foam on top of the waves and some of the shiny reflection. Trying to add some detail of the foam on the flat part of the water. My white was really muddy, so I had to do that a couple times. Here I'm leaving the really light colors for last. If you add white too much initially, then everything gets kind of milky looking. Just adding some detail. This is just some red with blue. It makes that wave even darker. I may go in and fix the clouds, but other than that, I hope you liked it. It was a pretty quick painting.